It is again the day of the sun, Sunday, April 23rd, 2023. A couple of things to point out. First, to my bottom feeder friends that rubberneck my channel, the title of this podcast, that is not how you spell the word pray, as in what many of you will be doing later in the afternoon or this morning in your 501c3 church buildings. Nope, this spelling reflected the mindset of Team Evil, our masters of plantation who prey upon us. We are their prey, people, and I can't seem to convince enough of you, or even a few of you, they want us dead. And they're not fooling around. In fact, as their time gets shorter to achieve their goals, they get more desperate. And the second point is, normal subs, non-bottom feeders, look at the number of subscribers I've lost another 2. I'm down to 250. Son of a bitch, I feel like I'm the captain of the Titanic. It's a sinking ship. Hey, now that's not bad though. On E2 twice, who's now captain. I love it, and that ain't stolen valor. Another multi-million-dollar aid package for the Ukraine. Seems the Ukes are running out of ammo. Again, but it makes me wonder what American stockpile levels really are at here at home. And worse, several hundred military advisors, Americans, just hit the beach in Taiwan, and China isn't happy. So much so, we are being told a lot of the sea transit intermodal shipping containers may be empty upon arrival in Long Beach. Hey people, China makes a lot of what we consume. 75% of our medical and pharmaceuticals alone. Can you say shortages? Well, I sure can. The inspiration for my sermon today comes from the weekly broadcast at geoengineeringwatch.org. Yep, the original Bad News broadcast every Saturday. I'll link the recent broadcast below in the pinned comments. Dane Winnington does an excellent job of exposing the fraud, the outright bullshit of the myth known as the Green Renewable Energy Plan. And I'm going to play the first few minutes of yesterday's podcast. Yes, including the introduction you've heard before many times, featuring LBJ. Bottom feeders, LBJ was a president of the United States. And keep in mind, everyone, he said that way back in 1962. Gee, you think they got better, or you think they got worse, or you think they just gave it up? Here we go.
The world's cloud layer, and ultimately to control the weather, and he who controls the weather will control the world.
Question: will humans wipe out humanity? How many have seen Armageddon, the movie? A giant asteroid hurtling toward Earth, putting the fate of the human race in the balance. But here's the disturbing truth. It hasn't taken a massive rogue meteor to bring the paradigm of perceived perpetual expansion to a very abrupt end, and very possibly the human race with it. From far-left media to far-right media, all are pushing their own agendas while completely omitting any coverage whatsoever about the most dire and immediate threats we collectively face, starting with the ongoing and accelerating global climate intervention operations, aka weather warfare, which of course is the human race destroying itself. From every conceivable direction, the fascists in control on all sides of the scripted political divide are tightening their grip. Wars and rumors of wars. Question: would those who orchestrate the carnage do so if they had to fight in the front lines themselves? Does that question even deserve an answer? Global conflict is the final card of the controllers, aka those who print the money, those who control militaries, thus they control countries. That's where all roads lead. Those who print the money.
Those who print the money, no doubt about it. Yeah, wonder if the guys who start the wars really want to fight the wars. Hell no. Why would they want to do that when they can get you to do it? Because it's patriotic. It's good for you, boy. It's the American way. Chevrolet, apple pie, and American flag. So to wrap up today's sermon, this podcast, I want to play a little game. Let's pretend. Now let's pretend I, your humble, most flexible messenger, and I alone have the one and only money printing press right off the get-go, and I think even the bottom feeders can understand this, that what I print, what comes off my press, pays for the press, the ink, the paper, and all the labor. I just cut it up in little pieces and pass it out. On the next level of how cool it really is to own the only money printing press, I must ask, now who or what can't I buy? Everyone is willing to work for my printed product. Some will even kill for my money, and the lazy ones will try and rob my money. So I can buy teachers, preachers, teachers of teachers, teachers of preachers, police, courts, media, stand-in armies. You get it, people? Anyone and everything with what comes off my press. And what did anyone or anything cost me? Absolutely nothing. It comes off the press. Get it? I just cut it up in little pieces and pass it out. I get it for free. Hey, and as a side note, this thought just hit me. My last podcast was about low mo, not low T as in low testosterone. Couldn't I pay for as much ass as I wanted whenever I wanted it with my printed money? Hey, TC, this channel's not a little girl. Wouldn't you like to have the only money printing press? Imagine the possibilities, little girl. So anyway, after a while of running up my press on high speed, why not, and now owning everyone and everything, I start to get bored. I start to think there's sure a lot of greedy, money-loving people out there, and I'm not just picking on Murray. I'm starting to think maybe I should just pay them all off to get off my flat earth. And then it hits me, people. Wait a minute. That's a little drastic. If I did that, then who would do all the work? Make all this stuff that I like. Build all the buildings. Fix all the roads like I like to drive high speed on, driving my Maserati at 185 with Joe Walsh. Who's going to grow my food and raise my beef tenderloins? Got to have one of them a day, you know. And that'll snap me back to reality quick. Yes, I better keep a few around. And plenty of chicks, too, while we're at it, because some things never get old. But you can't have too many. 500 million. Yeah, that's a good number. That was the number on the Georgia Guidestones before they blew them up. That's about enough slaves for any one guy. Well, and of course a few of his closest friends. And okay, closest relatives. But we don't need a bunch of tired-ass old people and their parents hanging around. And same so for a bunch of crying and disturbing kids. It's disturbing my always in a good mood. Why wouldn't I be? So I have to cull the herd. And you know the rest, people. It's nothing personal. Only good business to cull the herd of the non-productive. And there's lots of ways to do that. Now, wouldn't you really be honest? If you owned the only money printing press, you'd have no choice. You'd have to. And we aren't even Team Evil. Add Team Evil's motivation to this equation, and you should clearly understand how we got into this mess we are now in today. For some strange reason, years ago, our parents and grandparents fought the insane, silly idea that wouldn't it be nice, wouldn't it be cool, wouldn't it be great if we let a very select few not only print money, but effortlessly create the money we all must labor for? Well, I don't know what they were thinking. And I'll leave you with the knowledge that Scripture long ago warned us against letting that happen. Watch a link, people, or don't. I don't give a shit. Hey, I'm down to... I better start giving a shit. I better quit pissing people off. I'm down to 250. What the hell's going on? People, I got stuff to do.